Okay, we are back for Thunder, and we had a very eventful Monday Nitro just a few days ago. Lance Storm is the new TV champion. He beat Mike Awesome. Scott Steiner won a three-way match to win the interim world title belt. Today he's going to activate that. He's going to challenge Sting, and Sting has to accept. And the world championship, Scott Steiner is going to beat Sting due to interference by Sid Vicious. There was some very bad news. Booker T is injured for 16 months. That was a huge blow. So Jeff Jarrett, his feud with Jeff Jarrett had to end before it started. And there were only two options really for Jeff Jarrett to feud with. If I wanted him to feud with anyone, two faces, unless we went down to the mid card to guys who went nowhere near as over as Jarrett, and they were Dusty Rhodes and Lash LeRoux. Now, obviously, the obvious choice would be Dusty Rhodes, but I thought, they're not going to gain anything. Neither of them are going to gain anything from that feud. So if I feud him with Lash LeRoux, I think that could do a lot more good than feuding him with Dusty Rhodes. So Jeff Jarrett and Lash LeRoux. Now that might sound ridiculous, but I think it will make perfect sense. And over the coming weeks, you'll just see how Lash LeRoux, how he improves. He's very over at the moment. He's well in the 80s. He's an upper mid-carder now. Obviously, to feud with Jarrett, he's going to have to drop that Cruiserweight belt. He's dropped it to Chris Candido. Chris Candido's a Cruiserweight champ again. Nash and Buff, they've got an interview. I know Nash wants to split with Buff, but they've only just started. So my plan is to maybe have them in a few singles matches as well. So Kevin Nash beat Big Vito on his own. But that's also because Big Vito is part of the Marmalukes, and the Marmalukes are feuding with Nash and Buff. That counts as going towards that feud, as does for Cat and Buff Bagwell because of the ending to that. Johnny for Bull interfering. Interview with Goldberg, it happens every time. He's feuding with Mike Awesome. Interview with Sid Vicious, he's warning Sting that he's going to ruin it for him and that Sting should be facing him first. Dusty Rhodes is going to beat Kanyon. Rey Mysterio is going to get involved in that because he's feuding with Kanyon, and it gives Dusty Rhodes a match. 1-versus-1 angle, Storm and the Cat. Storm is going to attack the Cat backstage. He's going to come up behind him and beat him up. That'll start that feud quite nicely. Other matches, the opener, Skipper and Romeo are going to beat Stevie Ray and M.I. Smooth. So, let's get started. Not a bad opener. Scott Steiner and Sting lost overness from this segment for some reason. Anyway, let's hope the main event gets a better rating. Chris Candido, Lash LeRoux, they are two guys who always put on a fantastic show. Probably the best cruiserweight match between two cruiserweights I've put on since January, since I came in. Nash and Buff. Nash lost overness. Never mind. He's unhappy. He's probably going to go the same way as Goldberg. Wow, that did not... Excuse me. This match suffered because the crowd was still pumped up from the last one. Lash LeRoux and Chris Candido. But that's a really bad rating. I know Kevin Nash isn't in fantastic matches, but that's a new level, so I can't see that doing him much good, but it's not my fault. Goldberg backstage, that went well. It's a bit more like it, but Buff Bagwell, the Cat, you'd expect a better rating than that. Sid Vicious, yeah, he actually got a better rating for his interview last episode, which is surprising. Dusty Rhodes, Chris Kanyon, that got a surprisingly high score. Match quality 59. Didn't expect it to be any better. Crowd reaction better than I thought. And it's kept the feud with Rey Mysterio and Kanyon alive. The Cat getting attacked by Lance Storm, went okay. And we've got for main event Scott Steiner Sting. Happy with that. You know, I think when they were feuding earlier on in the year, the match quality was around the same. Crowd reaction was around the same. It's always a good match that gets the crowd pumped. So Scott Steiner's got the championship belt around his waist now. He can get on with his feud with Dustin Rhodes. Sting can focus on Sid Vicious. And 69%, not a bad score, but look at that. It stands out like a sore thumb. Kevin Nash and Big Vito. What a crap match that was. Anyway. Here we go. Male. It's the 1st of June. Well, I'll do my review very soon. But let's just see from the last... Wayne DeBruce has left for promotion. Don Harris has 1 month left. DDP's returned. I forgot he was suspended, actually. Conan's returned. Chavez, Hugh Morris. David Flair doesn't want to be in the power plant anymore. That's fine. And he's improved in these areas, so that's good. Oh, that's not good. 4 for Thunder. That's worse than usual, isn't it? Quite a bit worse. And we had more attendance as well, which is surprising. Big Vito is not good enough to be wrestling at my level. I'm not sure about that, Nash. Anyway, let's see how happy these guys are. Why has Rey Mysterio gone down to 39%? What's gone wrong? He's feuding with Chris Kanyon. He's going to be fighting for the US Championship. And he's down to 39%. Goldberg's the same. I expected these two to be like that. But Rey Mysterio, what's gone on there? And he was quite happy before. It's just dropped drastically. I have no idea. Oh well. Gonna have to sort that out, aren't I? Let's just have a look at Rey Mysterio. That's really surprised me, that. I mean, what more can he expect? View worker relationships, friendships, Dynamite D. Morale 39. I don't really know why. But it's strange, isn't it? Anyway, is that going to conclude this episode? I think it probably will. Thank you for watching. 9 days until the next pay-per-view. In fact, let's go to... Oh, I've gone to the 2nd of June. I was meant to do my review. Oh well, never mind. No more news. We've got Showdown coming up next after the review. Thanks for watching. See you soon.